All right, now in this video, we're going to talk about two things that's widely spoke about: swing trading or day trading, swing trading or scalping. You will hear everyone, all traders, they want to be day traders, but it actually turns out that being a swing trader might actually be better for you. So in today's video here on the Crypto Forex Trading Guru channel with me, Money Making Joey, we're actually going to speak about swing trading versus day trading. Which one should you actually take part in? Right after this intro. Now, before we go ahead and jump into the computer and I look over the charts with you guys as far as what you should be looking at with what different time frames, depending on if you want to be a day trader, scalper, or a actual swing trader, I really wanted to take the time out to mention to you guys before you even, we dig into the charts. What's important to note is that if you're a swing trader, it's basically trading the market long term. So what's essentially going to happen is you're going to take less trades, which will in return require less of your time. Day traders, you're looking to do this as a job. A swing trader, it doesn't require much time. You might be looking at the charts once a week. This gives you the opportunity to be someone that you don't have to sit in front of the computer all day. This is not really your job. You make money off of it, but it's not really the only thing that you do. Swing trading is great for someone who has a job, who has a family. Hey, even if you work two jobs, you have your own business, you can't be devoted hours a day, on to just trading. So swing trading definitely will be for you. I find that a lot of people looking to get into trading, they fall into the day trading trap, I guess you could say, because that's what's pitched to you in most videos on YouTube as being the best thing that you can do. Everyone, hey, you want to quit your job and you want to become a trader. So therefore, if you quit your job and you're sitting home all day, you're more than likely going to be in front of the computer. So in return, you won't be a swing trader. You will be a day trader slash scalper. You're going to take more trades. And it's going to take a lot of your time. That's just going to be quite honest. I don't think a lot of new traders realize the psychology behind it and what it does to your mental. Like when you're day trading, like you can get consumed very easy by this chart to the point where you're eating it, you're breathing it, you're living it, and some people are just not ready for that. Because I'll give you guys an example. I remember a point maybe 6 years ago when I was in my trading journey. I like to get my sleep. I like to get my rest. So when I was trading, I never forget, this was probably one of the few times in my life as a day trader where I was so glued to the computer, so glued to the charts, I think I might have been sleeping 3 hours a day. 3 hours a day. Now, how was this possible? I don't know, because I'm a guy that likes my sleep. I like to get 8 hours of sleep. Just the mere fact of that's what it did to me, to the point where I'm so in tuned, I'm so glued to the market, I don't even want to sleep. I don't even want to sleep while I'm in a trade. I'm taking so many trades. I'm looking at so many different charts to the point where now I could lay in the bed and 3 hours later, I just hop up. I have alert sets. The alert go off. I hop up. It's totally different. So honestly, I don't think a lot of newbie traders, for newbie traders, you should definitely start out as a swing trader and work your way into potentially years down the road becoming a day trader and a scalper. I think too many traders look to jump into day trading first before they keep their normal life, keep going to work or whatever the case may be, and, you know, swing trade. Take a look once a week, mark your zones off, whatever the case may be, make your trades, set your alerts, and go on about your life. It sounds more sexy to quit your job and just start trading. But anyway, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into this and look at some charts. All right, so right now we have actually transitioned and jumped into the computer, and we are currently looking at a long-term chart of Bitcoin, the weekly to be specific. Now, I want to make the case for both here so that maybe you guys, the viewer, can have a better determination after watching this video of what actually would work best for you. Would it be swing trading? Would it actually be day trading? Now, for someone actually swing trading, you're going to be more so focused on longer time frames, no matter what it actually is that you're trading. If you're a crypto person, if you're a Forex, if you're stocks, swing traders focus on longer term time frames, such as like the 4 hour, the daily, and the weekly. Even monthlies, as high as the monthlies and no shorter than, I would actually say, a 4 hour chart. Now, Bitcoin is currently pulled up on my chart, and we're looking at a weekly, and as you guys can see, this thing has been, just completely demolished here. Now, if I am someone who's going to be on the side of I only want to swing trade, we're going to speak specifically to the swing traders here. You don't want to day trade. You don't have that much time. You want to specifically be a swing trader. This is my strategy. This is my advice for you. You actually want to start out on the weekly time frame, no matter what it is you're looking at. We're going to use Bitcoin for this example. We're on the weekly. So the only thing you actually want to do off of the weekly chart is mark off your areas. I might leave a link somewhere up above if we have the supply and demand video up on the channel prior. More than likely we will. But you basically want to mark off your trend lines, look for supply and demand zones. Currently, as you guys can see up on the screen, we do have some lines already drawn out for, what's currently going on, but we don't have the supply and demand drawn out. But essentially, you want to go ahead and you want to do all of that on the weekly chart. And then after that's done on the weekly chart, you can go ahead and drop down to the daily and even the 4 hour. So you mark off on the weekly. You should only be executing trades, swing trades, based on the 4 hour and the daily. And I'll be quite honest with you guys, depending on what your scheduling is will determine how often you're taking these swing trades. Therefore, you might not want to rely on the 4 hour if you're looking to take trades, less frequently. You might just want to go ahead and stick over here with the daily. So now, when you're entering these trades, and that's why they're called swing trades, is these trades are going to typically 9 times out of 10 be open for multiple days, maybe even multiple weeks, and you're taking advantage of larger moves in the market. So like I was saying prior, this is great for someone who you work a 9-to-5 job, you don't have too much time to trade. You could just set 1 or 2 trades for the week, the month, whatever the case may be, and go ahead and close them out. Now, for what I'm showing you guys, this also applies for the day traders, the wannabe day traders, whatever you want to, call yourself. Even if you're day trading, you should also do exactly everything I just said on the larger time frames, because you're going to use this in your day trading. And how you're going to use this in your day trading is you see all of these levels that I've actually marked off as far as trends. I was mentioning earlier about supply and demand. I basically feel that for anyone out there that actually wants to be a day trader, you have to base those trades that you're taking in that one day, no matter what, off of what's going on larger time frames. I hear and see so many different day traders that they're in a trade for the day, but somehow, some way, it seems that the larger trend they're oblivious of and they're not really paying attention to. As you guys might know, following the trend is always the very best thing for you to do. That first comes with following the longer trend first. So if you're someone that's day trading, in short, everything I just explained on larger time frames, you need to still do. So that way now, even if you drop down to an hour, to get a more closer view of the market, you can do everything I just did on the weekly, on the hour chart as well. You know, you could find more closer zones, more closer price structuring, and everything like that that's not on the larger term. So you might just want to go ahead and do the weekly to get what's going on in the larger time frames, and then maybe drop down to an hour, do the same thing based off of that time frame. So that way you have the longer weeks covered, you have the hours covered in that day, so that now as a day trader, you don't trade off of the weekly or the hour. You just use those time frames to go ahead and set up your structures. Then you want to go ahead, if you're day trading, like how I said, if you're swing trading, you're going to set up on the weekly and take off of the daily and the 4-hour. If you're day trading, you're going to want to go ahead, and I would definitely say set up on both. Now, the weekly is only going to be for your structure and knowledge of what's going on in the longer term trend, I guess you could say, and the hourly is more immediate information that you're going to take. And by the way, before we even get too far, you guys can actually go ahead and subscribe to the channel and look through the channel, because we do this all the time. We have many different trading videos on the channel that you guys can check out. So now for the day traders out there, once you have that done on the hourly, as soon as you start your trading day, you drop down to the 15-minute or the 30-minute, even the 5-minute. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this disclaimer out there. I know that there's some people out there, they like to trade on the 1 minute. We'll make a video dedicated to those 1 minute day trade scalpers, you know, out there. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. The 30-minute and the 15-minute actually is where I am. Sometimes we'll go ahead and do the 5-minute, but really the 30-minute and the 15-minute is actually where we are. So that kind of gives you a general sense of what's going to be going on, because now with swing trading, like I said, it's for someone that doesn't really have a lot of time. Now, day trading is way more intricate. Everything that I just said that you're doing on the hourly and on, just imagine that you're doing that every single day. It's actually going to be way more work. You're going to be doing everything I just mentioned every day, whereas someone who's swing trading, they're only probably going to be looking at their weekly setup maybe once a week. And if they could have a mobile app on their phone linked to the exchange, just keep. All right, so I didn't want to make this video too long, so we're going to go ahead and sum it up there. I do hope that this might have given you enough information to decide for yourself whether you want to be a swing trader or a day trader. Kind of broke down a little bit of a difference there. Now, like I said prior, I do encourage all new traders to consider slowing things down just a tad bit and becoming a swing trader first. It will allow you to get a tad bit of a more feel for the market in a slower way, as opposed to just going ahead and jumping straight into day trading. But I am Money Making Joey over here at the Forex and Crypto Trading Guru channel. Make sure you guys go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you found some value in it, and go ahead and get subscribed to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.